And we are back, folks, and I'm excited to say that Safari Sanders has stepped into the building. Today, we're joined with Safari, a SUNY Ulster student and talented visual artist. Safari developed his hyper-realistic style as a child, inspired by drawing his favorite cartoon characters. His impressive work has gained him recognition and the nickname The Artist, both in his neighborhood and beyond. You might spot him walking through Kingston with his drawings in hand or catch an exhibit showcasing his remarkable work. Safari, what up, my guy? Welcome.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, man. So I'm just gonna dive into it, man. I really want to dive into like your background and your journey as an artist. You know, when did you first realize your passion for art?
I realized my passion for art was like, I realized my passion for artwork was like, just basically like watching cartoons and everything. And basically like, it wasn't just me. I'm not the only artist in my family. Yeah, everybody in my family just started drawing. And then me, I just came in the spotlight and just drew everything.
So what influences your style of art?
Watching like old school hip hop documentaries like B Street, Style Wars and everything else. It's like watching it is like giving like really great style of artwork itself, like graffiti art back then. So me, I decided to do graffiti first, then drawing cartoons and everything else.
Oh, that's dope. I remember drawing graffiti art. I think I'm still alright in that. Your art has to the, and we're gonna take this film, what angle we're gonna take it, and I think it happens to all artists. If I'm being real. And as far as like impact, you know, what impact do you hope your art has to for the community?
For the community itself, like the amount of like parents that walk up to me and be like, "Oh my God, my son wants to draw because of you," or "My daughter wants to draw because of you," and then they literally show me their drawings of what their kids be doing, and they be like, "Yeah, they're inspired by you," and then I'm like, "That's really amazing."
Yeah, but I think, you know, for the folks that are listening, we also did a film on Safari, which I thought came out amazing. You know, and one of the things that I can honestly say, just witnessing just how you show up, is that you're passionate about art. You really, really are. And you know, one of the things I see that you're really good at is being consistent with even just showing up on social media. And I've seen your audience grow within the past year. Has there been artists that you have drawn that like gave you recognition, or have you had artists like hit you up on social media that you made of that artist reach out to you and like, you know, either want to buy that painting from you or just, you know, just show you props?
Yes, I've had a lot of artists on Instagram, influencers. I actually went live with them before.
Oh, that's awesome. Who was the artist or influencer that like you least would have expected to like, that you would have connected with on social media?
This one influencer I went live with, if I can remember his name. There's a lot of them, but this is one favorite influencer I went live with was Funny Mike.
Oh
yeah, he's a YouTuber. I went live with Funny Mike. I went live with Bad Kid J. I went live with a whole lot of TikTokers.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And that gotta be like kind of that has to be huge to like know that you're like your art is connecting with big names and folks that are in the industry and are giving you your props, you know? Yeah. And you know, you did mention, you know, artist block, but like what other challenges have you faced as an artist and how have you overcome them?
A lot of challenges I face as an artist is art block too as well, but mostly trying to like not to like rip my drawings like when I'm upset about something. Like times it's like when I want to draw something so good and then I end up messing up, it's like I get so frustrated. But at that time, I know myself as an artist not to like over exaggerate, because I can just erase it and go back and do it again.
Yeah.
Or just find something else to draw.
Has that happened though, where like you got deep into a drawing and you're like on the verge of finishing it and pencil probably went a little too far out?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying that's definitely I can only imagine, because as you said, you do hyper realistic drawings, which take longer than, which that's something I just learned on the radio, which is really awesome. What are your long-term goals as an artist?
Uh,
I know, I'm sure it changes all the time, but I'm curious,
yeah.
like at this very moment, what's Tafari's like long-term goal?
Long-term goal, just continue drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and reach out to like bigger organizations and stuff.
And I know you've reached out to me in the past because there's also another love you have, which is filmmaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you want to talk about that? Like, what inspires you, or has inspired you to like, dive into the world of filmmaking? So those folks are who inspire you to be a filmmaker.
Yeah.
What would you say is one of your favorite films of all time?
My favorite films of all time, ones I did on YouTube, is Just Skate. Just Skate. I've done the Spider-Man one. Actually, yeah, the Spider-Man one was my favorite one, which that took a while. Like, that almost took like the whole entire summer to like make.
It's awesome. And correct me if I'm wrong, and this is an important thing that I believe you're about to mention because people need to hear this. What did you shoot that film on?
On my iPhone.
Yeah, iPhone.
Yeah, every film I've done on my YouTube is all done on my iPhone.
And that was important to hear, just because, I think it's real important for people to understand that, it's not about the gear all the time.
Right.
It's really about the story. I think that gear is a luxury, but like it still can't take it. You still are able to create what you want to create even on a phone. And I've seen your films on YouTube, and like I feel like you're heading to the direction of like doing something really big in the space of filmmaking. So that's really awesome to hear, man. That's a classic.
Yeah, Tony Hawk. And years ago, I was watching this TV show called Rocket Power. People sometimes like when I'm walking uptown. Like most people, like even if without my portfolio, because I remember this one guy walked up to me. He was like, "Are you that artist?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I'm an artist too." And like when people say I'm an artist too, like that right there is like very, cause it's like artist moment. And those are my favorite type moments that I like seeing. In people.
No, it's dope. I'm sure that like there's that connection, right?
Yeah.
And that must feel great. It's the same way like when people are like, "Oh, I'm a filmmaker too." It's just like, oh, it's like get excited because like there are filmmakers out there, but when a filmmaker is willing to come up to you and approach you, it's just like, oh man, that's great. Let's stick together. Our community really needs to stick together. Is there any like last words that you would want to like leave on this radio show?
All I gotta say is one love, one heart to everybody.
And where does that come from?
Bob Marley himself, my favorite artist.
No, yeah, I knew that came from Bob Marley, I guess, but like, why is that something that resonates with you?
Because it's like anything type of talent, like art, music, like dancing, like it can bring people together, without like trying to like be like, oh, I'm better than you, I'm better than this, I'm better than that. Which is one I know it's like a few minutes in there, no. But like that's the one thing I'm not that type of artist. Like the type of artist I am is like I love to like watch other people and stuff and inspire them, not just be like, oh, I'm better than you and this and that, because like this bigger artists that are more skilled than me. So it's like me, I would like to practice to be at that top skill too as well, not to be like, oh, your artwork is not good, your artwork is this good, because people who have drawn like the smallest things, they even sold them for like millions of dollars. Really? Like they even in museums and all that, which is really cool.
Yeah. Tafari, man, it has been a pleasure. I'm glad we got this interview in. I was a little nervous. I was like, is Tafari gonna get here? But he got here. That was awesome. And Tafari, where can people find you?
Instagram, TikTok.
All right, well, you gotta give him the handle. Come on, Tafari.
Yeah, every social media handle is literally Tafari the artist. Like every.
And last question is, where did the artist come from? How did that name just came about?
My mother.
That's beautiful, man. And dude, once again, I'm always inspired by you. And I think I need to be reaching out to you more and telling you that, because one of the things that I see from you is that you come from a open heart and an open mind. And see, the point that you said on this on the show is that what I hear from you is just be kind.
Yeah.
And just show up when you can show up. And that to me is such a powerful message. And I would just say, like, keep that going.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast.
To two.